What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? El Pastor is ready. By the way, let me share this live stream. The last 2 days in a row, a bit of a bathroom break right before the open, which is why I didn't start at 9:15 on the dot. Mighty with the detailed sweet watch list. I've waited for this morning patiently, and now the time is finally here. Okay, what's moving? I saw BTTC was mentioned in the chat a couple times. Decent push, holding up above the VWAP for now. Looks okay. Looks okay. Looks all right. Looks like it could continue potentially. Pre-market highs is around 1190. Lows of our current pullback around the VWAP area 850. It looks okay. Let me come over to single screen. By the way, we've had a good look at the disclaimer there. Yeah, BTTC looks good. It's definitely a strong stock. AXIL coming down on the list. AXIL doesn't look that great. By the way, the stock that moved up yesterday also didn't really look that great. PETS. What time is it? It's 23. PETS looks okay. PETS looks all right. Yeah, PETS looks decent. 40% move up 40% with 14 million shares of volume. This definitely looks like it could be a pretty good second string stock. It's not all the way up on the list, but relevant enough there. Fourth place. Our third place stock is up at $169. I'll pull up the scanner here for a quick sec. It's up, $169 a share, which most small cap traders are not going to really bother with that one. So I don't think we have to worry about that. MIGI, even if they take a trade or two, more than likely the focus is going to be on something like BTTC or PETS. So today, the key for me today, right? So yesterday we mentioned the importance of being careful early in case we don't see something give follow through right away. We want to make sure we keep it tight. Other than that, of course, for me, looking to be a little bit more on the offensive here today. We definitely had a nice stock yesterday, and hopefully we can see some more continuation with some strong opportunities here into the open. I feel good. I feel ready. I'm looking forward to this day. I'm going to have this dance one way or another, and my footwork here feels good. So BTTC, PETS, a penny stock, it doesn't matter. Anything can get it right now. Pastor is ready. Feeling like a lion, feeling like an ox, and ready to lock in. There's 5 minutes to the open. As of right now, BTTC obviously is not, close to the pre-market highs. We're still kind of down here at the VWAP. So it's going to come down to if it holds up the support levels. If not, then maybe we sell off, and then maybe that's it, right? It's already given a move around 8 a.m. So if this one happens to not continue, that's fine. I think it comes down to us finding that stock at the open that gives that follow through here. So PETS, which is a little closer to those highs, we did have one big candlestick that pushed them aggressively to one. What's the high there? 330 actually. 330. We're currently 250. So there could be something there. I'm just gonna double check the daily chart here, and I should be good to go. Okay, and BTTC. Decent daily chart for BTTC actually. I've been walking off the camera for years to deal with like a cold. Like this shit is crazy. It is wild. Okay, I'm just gonna wait patiently. I know exactly what I want to see. And by the way, yesterday we did see opportunities for hyper scalps, right? Today, will we see something similar, or will we be more on the trend of the slower moving momentum we've been seeing the last 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 2, 3 months, right? Was yesterday a bit of an outlier day, or will we see some faster price action on the more expensive stocks? Because if we do, I think taking a few scalp trades will be the way to go. Looking to be in and out quick and clean. But whatever the market gives us, whatever the story the market is telling, that's the story we want to listen to and react accordingly. Yeah, BTTC, PETS being mentioned a lot. Time, we got about a minute to go. All right, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. Let's be disciplined. Let's be smart traders here. Let's trade to the best of our abilities. 1 minute to market open. PETS does look better for me. I think right now it's a little closer towards the pre-market highs. We'll see if it continues to hold up. By the way, let's just make sure we're on single screen. All right. Bro, I don't care. I don't care the price range. Anything can get it today. Anything. The first minute is not gonna interest or excite me. I want to see follow through after minute number 3, 4, 5. Sidelines for now. BEAT is continuation, but what's the volume? There's some volume. Yeah, MIGI looks like it's the one so far. Highs were 1013. I'll pull it up here when I can. MIGI. I'm gonna start throwing out some starter trades here. And it's 70 out of 10, 15 or so. I'm kind of watching to get back in. I'm actually using market orders here. What's the time? 35? There's there's definitely a spread here. There's definitely a spread here. The highs are 30. Will we continue to hold up into this new candle on the higher time frame? Still seeing quite the spread. I got filled 68, buying a little lower. So again, the spreads here are a little bigger for sure. The risk here is it fails, of course. Let's see if it holds up. There's 38. Yeah, my average is like not great compared to the lows because the spreads are so big. I got 600 shares at 68 and selling, and will we see a new high? Taking it off the table there. It might. I'll get back in small size here. It looks like it might go. Smaller size though for the breakout trade. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Ah, rejection. I'm buying at like 50 and 40 and I'm in at 70. So that wasn't what I would have wanted there, but okay. This thing doesn't update like real time, but I gotta get a better P&L window from this thing. It rejected their 1030 at the highs, so I don't know. The VWAP, MIGI. I would love if we see the new range. I will size up into the new range. I will take more size. Although the stock is expensive and my account is small, is the only problem I'm seeing. I should be able to take at least 3,000 shares. If not, we'll do what we can. Holy shit. I gotta be careful. I'm like using the wrong hotkeys. Okay, that's fine. The trade ID is what matters. Low 40. What's the lower? 41. It looks like it's coming down. We'll have to watch for red to green here. It's breaking down a bit. Titanic disaster, short-lived. I might buy it here. I'm gonna take that. Can I get filled? This stupid thing doesn't have my shares on it, bro. That's why adjusting the screens is so much of a issue sometimes. Give me the move back over 9. Config shares. Where are you? Where are you? Add up. Okay. Okay. Better. I mean, we're bear flagging below the VWAP. It's hard to tell if anything is going to happen here. Let me see BEAT, some other ones that might be moving. Holy smokes, BEAT. But it's been slow and steady, I think. Is it? 700,000 shares of volume per candlestick for BEAT. I want to keep an eye on this one here just in case this setup does something, because it could. We could see an early bluff. BTTC, I can check on that one again. Oh shit, look at that. I'm fucking hell, bro. I'm looking away. Okay, MIGI. MIGI, here we go. God dang. Bro, I'm already saying this to myself, bro. Well, okay. Damn. Bro. That pisses me off so much. Motherfucker. Bro, that is crazy, man. Why? Because I'm flamingling with the freaking layout. Holy shit. What a move. Ah, that was so clean, bro. That was clean. That was clean as clean can be. And it looks like it might be selling off too. Man, wow. BTTC, there's 3 minutes to go. You know what? Yesterday when I changed the settings, I had did something to my screen and I saved the settings like, wrong. So I have to like adjust a couple things still even before the open today. BEAT pushing up. Man. Break of 9/11 just so clean. There's 2 minutes 19 seconds for BTTC. It's not good that this sold off, so this is not looking like it's gonna be the one. It would have held up right there, more than likely. 858. It's definitely showing a little higher. 858, 919. High of day at 37. Okay. All right. That's gonna be the first mistake of the day. Missing the move there, doing nonsense. So we got 53 seconds watching BTTC. We got 18 seconds. I lost? Oh, I better not have lost. It's definitely flying all right. Holding mid 30s, watching. What's the VWAP? VWAP is somewhere down there below 9. Only $100 from all that. The 5-minute candlestick is under stress, which means it needs to hold tightly here. I'm going to take a starter, and if it doesn't hold, tight stop, small size. If it does hold, however, looking to add. Can we see 950? I'm holding 900 shares with an average close to 9, I think. I can't even tell. Oh, you fucking fucker. Oh my god. Bro. I'm cooked. I keep forgetting to change the fucking stock, bro. Holy shit. On my other platform. And yeah, I'm cussing a little because that's unacceptable. Bro, no, that was so clean. Oh, that sucks. Bro, this is an issue. All right, I'm gonna switch over to my Guardian platform and just kind of stick to this. Big Steve, bro, I just made like 60 cents on a stock I'm not even looking at and had losses, bro. That's tough. Well, I got to be careful here. Grateful to still be green at least because we could have easily went red a big amount right there. Dang, that was some clean trading too. Oh, that is tough. All right, sticking to Guardian, and that way I don't have to keep switching between 3-4 platforms here. Man, that is ridiculous, bro. So we should have already been up close to 1,000. We're kind of up 200 here, which is not really good. The good news is that the stock is still holding. Bro, that is mad. It's still fighting, but the VWAP is definitely here. It's a little under stress. So that's about 1,000 shares at like 908 average, selling into 50s, and I'm trading the wrong stock, which is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. It makes me wonder, like, do I want to eliminate a platform? Maybe. Ah, man. Maybe I go down in platforms here. I'll have to think about that. Maybe going down one less platform. Something that used to be good with Thinkorswim is that they had the that thing where you could just drag the ticker symbol over and it like populates. You see, if the day goes well, like I'm already up, especially missing that red to green on the other stock, right? It's like the day is already done, plus 2K, no need to even still be here. Yeah, Big Steve, easy halt down, as there's no buyers there to be seen. Switching over to the others. Oh man, wow. BEAT is doing well. MIGI is back up. We got to be very careful here moving forward. So this is the one that I was taking all those trades on by accident, right? Still in my order entry window here on the other platform. It looks good. It looks like it could break out, although we're seeing a lot of resistance right now, right? There's like topping wick heaven here for now, and I think this might end up being the one that goes, hopefully. I mean, it's been up and down quite a bit, but the day is still young. The night is still young for the best in the world to turn water into wine. And so we shall. The opportunities to come will be plentiful. I don't want to touch it unless it breaks over the highs because we're already up here. It's a breakout looking kind of a trade here. We've been rejecting, so I want to be very careful not to be too aggressive. Sending it at 38, and it's a quick rejection. 300 shares, small size. Again, keeping the size small on the breakout here because we've been rejecting a lot. Taking a starter down here, 10 area. All right, cutting that trade. It looks like our 5-minute candlestick is failing here at the highs. Time 57. No, I want to trust this level here. Oh, what a sweet, sweet day. What a sweet day. We're seeing some action though, right? Which is quite interesting. Two crucial mistakes. Mistakes is what causes you. So we got to be careful when we execute here going forward, not to have any more mistakes. You had two pretty big ones, missing one stock, and then trading a different ticker by accident. 1 minute candle here. I don't love the high entry. Just waiting here. PETS. I don't want to switch away from MIGI just yet, though. BEAT still strong, still going. Small scalp there from mid 80s to 10. Small size. Where did I get filled, bro? Holy smokes. I got filled on the ask at 82 is crazy on that dip. That's like quite terrible. That is awful dip, but it's going to resolve, which is good. I tried for like 60. This one, if it ends up opening up, you know, there's obviously going to be something special here, but for now, we're still sideways. Trying that dip there. Can we see a quick bounce? Couple cents. Well, damn. My fills. Holy smokes. So we're red in this account now. Damn, that was a perfect dip too. Holy smokes. I'm getting filled on the ask, which is fine. You know, it happens. Hoping to get something in the spreads there, because if we do, it's an instant win because, you know, we're seeing some sort of a bounce. But if we're in at the very high on the ask, when we do bounce or just kind of break even or even red in the trade. So I think I'm gonna check out PETS real quick just to see, and then I'll slow it down a bit here. Again, we should have already been up like 12, 1300. You know, the way how we took the wrong trade there was just quite tragic. That was quite tragic. So the key will be this thing breaking over 1020. If it breaks over 1020, we're going to have a lot of opportunities. BTTC, I'll take a quick look at that one again, just in case it curled up where we halted down. It looks like it's going to be halts all day on that one. Man, it just feels so crazy, like to trade that well and like not be rewarded is like. So we must trade even better. So MIGI, will it allow us to have this dance here if it does break over the highs and we can see an uptrend here perhaps? I'm gonna look after today's live stream. I'm gonna look for a better positions window for Weeble. I was supposed to do it yesterday. I forgot actually at the end of the stream. BTTC getting cooked. Quickly. MIGI still watching at it, just waiting patiently to see if it does push over. Dang, the spreads are massive. Small loss there. In at 96, out at 85. Small size. I'm not going to size up until it breaks over the highs and holds over the current high, which is like, you know, was it like 1040? Got to be careful with the spreads though, because in there close to 10 and the spreads opened up 30 cents to the downside, you know, which is kind of brutal here for this 1 minute breakout that we're seeing. It's almost not really breaking out, but yeah, it's just a choppy one, man. Fly to the moon. It's the slowest, most choppy breakout I've seen in a while. From 85 to 1015, just kind of up and down, splicing. So we were green 500, right? We were green 500 already. And we had a trade that would have pushed us up to like, you know, 11, 1200. But instead, we're on the wrong stock and we go back to red on that stock, or let's say flat rather. So right now we're flat on the day and we're just waiting for more opportunities if we can see something. Hopefully this one here is able to break over the highs and can continue. I feel very good if it does. I mean, if it's able to go with a smooth move, you know, I will be dancing the salsa. You know, right here it's trying again. 45 big levels here if it's able to hold. It's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one, all right. That was close, but you know, not quite what we needed. Bid prices are lagging behind. You know, as a trader, it's key not to not to be frustrated. So right now, I'm keeping it cool, calm, collected. Oh man, I think it's been so bad. I don't really want to think about it yet. The mistake I made has been so bad that the hotkey that I used on MIGI might have been 4,500 shares. It makes me realize I have to switch up certain keys. There are like overlapping keys for different platforms that are like various size. So I think I was in like 4,500 shares at one point, which as we know, like if it happens in the wrong circumstances, you can look back and be down like 5 6K like nothing, which nobody wants to be down that much for no reason. So I think I'm gonna change up some of the hotkeys to where they're more parallel between the different platforms. Or even adding an extra button for a control key, right? There's usually shift control. I'll probably add another one. Maybe I'll utilize the tab hotkey. BTTC really selling off. Here it goes again for the 100th time. Is this time the charm here to get us over the highs? Oh, look at that dip. It's too much. It's just too much of a dip right there. Ah, it's just too choppy, man. It's too much risk if that's how we're going to be dropping. 70 to 50 in 2 seconds. Nobody's going to be interested in that. In terms of us holding up for a nice move, you know, if you're holding there, it's like you're back to flat in 1 second. It needs to hold over that level of 50 and just maintain. If not, it's just too much risk with these bigger red candles we're seeing. The pastor fumbling a little bit here. Fumbling just a little bit here. Fumbling. This needs to, I mean, you know, if it sells off, it sells off. It's just kind of struggling. Still early in the day, you know, there's time for it to keep its chop and then eventually break out. Maybe the next 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, but Chop City. You know, I'm thinking to myself right now, though, right? Like, if I was green at 2K, 1500, like, would it have made sense to walk away right now? Does it make sense to walk away right now? It's still early. It's hard to say if we can break out on this one, but the key is if it does break out, you know, and hold up, there's going to be opportunities, right? So I think the mindset is the same. If I was big green, it would have been, hey, sidelines till this thing holds up over the highs, right? Like what we're seeing now is just too much chop here. So if we're able to hold up over that 1050, 1040, 1020 level, then perhaps we can see some smoother trading to the pre-market high, and then through the pre-market high, maybe for a move to 12, 13, if we're lucky, it goes up to, you know, all the way to 13, 14, but at least to 11.50, $12, right? For this type of price range. So for me, you know, I think trying to bother with trades here is just a little too risky. Although the dips, you know, the dips are holding up a bit here after the bigger flush, but it's like only a matter of time before it just flushes out all the way and don't even bounce close to the VWAP. So I'll just sidelines till it gets up there, holds up, continues, maybe it halts up, something good like that. Do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. CV and some other sitting to scans. SVR depths halted up. Nothing on that one. How's Netflix doing? I got my eye on this move right now. Um, I think I do want some more shares too. I'll probably buy after. I'll buy after the stream. Pastor taking on some more size in that trade should be good. There's always risk, but the risk is worth it. That's like swing trading stuff though. Swing trading has been pretty good. But as we know, we're here for the day trades. Ooh, ooh. Mm. The biggest thing with the Webull platform is that I've been using it for penny stocks, right? So it's a good reminder to all the traders out there to make sure to be careful with overlapping hotkeys, and also, when using multiple platforms, being careful to switch, because as we know, the moves are usually so quick, and with all these platforms, it's like you're pulling up so many different tickers. With Thinkorswim, there was a little bit more simplicity because you can drag the ticker over and it populates into the level two. That way, like, you're always on cue. Although even on that platform, it did happen to me, but not at this type of rate, right? It happened to me maybe like 4 or 5 times over the years, maybe a little more than that. This has been like 5 times in 3 months, 2 months. So VWAP still fighting, and we're curling here slowly again. PETS, PETS. How do we do? PETS, how do we do? It's actually gonna break over the pre-market highs here. 330 was that level. This one is definitely slower moving for sure. It has volume, but in terms of like the range that I'm seeing, Big Steve, right now I'm just waiting for a sweet uptrending move to destroy the markets. Despite some early mistakes, keeping cool, calm, collected. Right now we're flat on the day, just waiting patiently. PETS held up that dip down there pretty nicely. What was that, like 315, 314? It definitely is a switch, right? In terms, if I start looking at that one, the price action is very slow compared to the movements on these higher price ones. So gonna have to tone down the whole time. Well, tone it up, I guess, the whole time. Okay, okay. Watching PETS. All right, PETS, allow me to have this dance. You'll be the one. Um, Highs are 45. Time. We're young in the candlestick. I got a starter here, 31. I'm just gonna watch with tight stop. Also interested in adding though, depending on how it comes down. If it comes down. Damn, I didn't even get the chance to put out the order there. Saw 25, then 31 right away. I'll take it here. So 1,800 shares, 2930 area here. We'll see if it's able to hold up. If not, tight stop. Watching for more of the 1 minute pullback here and not a 5 minute drawdown. Can we hold the line? Watching, waiting. Well, gonna take a loss there. The 5 minute candlestick looks like it's failing. Good trade, tight stop. Good fills getting out. Hopefully it doesn't sell off all the way to 3. If it does, it's, kind of cooked. Lows have been high teens. I don't love this setup right now, so I'm just on the sidelines. The pullback was looking very good, but we're looking like a shooting star here in the 5 now. Those are the good sweet setups that we want to see work out. Hide current candle 29. Would you see how we're like back down here at 22? The candlestick is about to close in a couple seconds. Like we're closing with a weaker 1 minute candlestick and a weak 5 minute candlestick. It just doesn't look good. The key with the pullbacks is that we have to hold like a certain standard, a certain level. But once we start to like come down too much, we're under pressure, man. So with that 5 minute candlestick that just closed right there, it's looking like this is gonna come down some more. But we'll see what it does. Could be interesting if it pulls off a surprise red to green, but my bias, not even bias, but the chart really is showing some weakness here. It seems like the momentum is like slowing down compared to the first 10-15 minutes of the open. Does it have what it takes here? I'm going to give it a shot. And it does not have what it takes for that 1 minute candle to make the new high. Yeah, so it looks like we're slowing down here. We're not really seeing anything super strong. Sometimes we can get that surprise retro green in there under the weaker circumstance, but let's see. MIGI. It's still at 950s, which is somewhat okay, but it needs again the high of day levels 1030, 1040 to hold. BTTC. BTTC, just, that one is finished. More of a pre market move. And then the other one, nothing looks good at all here. So again, going back to if I'm to go back to like the day, right? Like I retrace the steps, thinking about the trades that we would have had and being up that like right now I would have gave back like 200 or 100 off the top, whatever. I think this is the place to walk away. Like unless something really just comes out of nowhere, like there's nothing else left here. We've had a good first 30 minutes and it's looking pretty cooked. We'll probably have to wait till 1 p.m. or 2, maybe even power hour 3 before something else comes up that's really good. PETS, is it worth sticking around to keep an eye on over time, the next 30, 40, 50 minutes, the next 2 hours? I'd say so, but it definitely needs to retake, I'd say 230 or 330 to really look good. For now, it's, with our last 5-minute candlestick topping wick like that. The gravestone doji, almost a bit of a shooting star, off the nice breakout, doesn't look good. So in the short term, definitely we can see some pullback, which is what we're seeing here. And nothing else is looking up standard. So it's the type of place where there might be maybe like 40 minutes of rest before something else comes up again. It's a place where I think taking the green and walking away makes sense. So again, like not being in the green here, it doesn't make any sense to stick around. A bit of a tragic day in terms of the misfortune, but great trading nevertheless. So PETS and others, just sidelines here. Nothing holding up. Nothing holding up. This damn bro, tomorrow there will be no mistakes, bro. Can we see something hold up though? Like today we didn't have anything hold up, right? We've had like 3 minutes of action and then like stocks are back at the lows. Like that's never gonna be any good. 3 minutes of a nice move up, right back down to where we came from. And this one is given more of an uptrend here around what's this 9:50 a.m. But after this last breakout here, if we were to put a trend line here, we had a triple top. We get a nice push over the triple top finally. And it's 2 minutes of action before we're back down into the triple top resistance. So we had 2 minutes of a move here. It's like the same. This for me is essentially a Christmas tree, right? Like there's 2 minutes of a move and then nothing. Christmas tree. So the dip that I took down here, no chance of it bouncing up if we're not going to see follow through. So the 5-minute setup, it doesn't look the cleanest, but again over the pivot, there could be an opportunity. We're getting a bit of a low curl. It is, for me, it's harder to trust it, so I'll use smaller size here if it does come close to the level. It'll essentially be the 5 minute candlestick making the new high for the retest of like 40. 29 right there to 22. I don't love it. I don't love it. So I even the setup, I think even waiting some more could be better because that's what can happen eventually over time, right? If you're not seeing that good rhythm that you want over time, if we do maybe retest the highs, maybe there's a better setup coming. Big Steve, bro. Big Steve, I'm telling you, man. I had the bull by the horn. Pastor had the bull by the horn. At the end of the day, you can only blame yourself. You can't blame anybody else. You can't blame anything else. You just got to be better. Again, this setup just struggling here. Saving the layout and having an issue saving the layout yesterday. Something small that I didn't catch. Fixing that issue and missing the red to green early on that. And that was $1 share red to green, man. That I would have guaranteed been in that one. But trading the wrong ticker symbol, I gotta figure that one out. I mean, that just is just too much risk. There's a few options to go about it. Oh man, it's kind of crazy. I'm Big Steve. I'm in a trade like yeah, in at 9, selling here at 950, selling more, selling more. I look back and it's like, bruh. Oh, what a day. I'm grateful to be flat on this day. Like, well, I guess I'm red $200, but that to be down the amount I could have been down. Let me double check it. I think I'm gonna double check here. Let's see. Did I take that size? It doesn't. Okay, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I'll double check the other platform too. So for this to look good, what do we need for this to look good? We need the 5 minute candlestick to make the new high. I mean, I'd still like the same level here. Some people will be trying to dip trades down here. It just doesn't seem A quality right now, though. It's like B minus at best. My better judgment, honestly, is telling me that tomorrow we'll probably see better opportunities that we'll see the remaining of this day. So with that being in, actually, hold up, unless MITI here. If this one goes, it's a different story. But this is the only hope on the day here. PETS, not super interested in it. This one also not quite a quality, but if it is able to get over the highs of 1030, then and hold above that high for a new zone, a new range, then it becomes exactly what we need. But for now, you know, it's not that, so no trades. Some people are definitely in here, right, or even over the VWAP. It's a nice candlestick there. 55 area to 96, not bad. So hopefully this builds up something to push us up some more. Short sellers are definitely in here at $10, 10.15, 990s, 980s. Short sellers are all over this one for sure. It's almost like a delicate balance between people covering shares and people who are in low not unwinding to the fullest, right? Because if there's too much selling in terms of profit taking, then the stock is going to crash back down, even with some people covering, because not everybody's going to cover, because some people are going to have wider stops or be a little bit more stubborn. And of course, there's still the level of 1101, which is the actual pre-market high. So people might be short with $1 share stop, which is not bad risk, because this thing could go back down to $7 in the next 2 hours, right? To $6. So it's like, hey, you're risking $1 share to make $3, $4, $5 a share. So if there's too much selling, once it comes up, it's just cooked. But the moment it holds up, and people instead of selling their entire position, or maybe adding back or adding more, then it'll have no choice but to make a move to 11, and then most people who are short are probably going to cover, like 50% of people. The ones who are taking the dance of blowing up their accounts are going to keep holding, and then we get the short squeeze to 1150, 12 halted up, and you kind of get a stock like yesterday, right? And yesterday's a kind of day where it's like, if this does go to like 15, and I show up at this stock being at $15, that's what yesterday was, right? It's different if you can like see the move and gauge the risk early. It doesn't mean that it'll be easy, but you'll stand a better chance rather than showing up midway and thing already went from like 5 to 10 or to 9. Got to be a little bit more consistent, a little bit more precise and accurate. It's like when I look at this day, and me not being up like 2K is like a crime, bro. It doesn't even make any sense. Big Steve, this is how we know the future is pretty bright. Big Green, tomorrow we're not sparing any prisoners, brother. I'm in a place where right now it's like I don't even want the weekends to come. Like that's the excitement, which I haven't had that kind of excitement in a long time, actually. For like a year and a half, going back to like October of last year was maybe the last time I kind of felt like that. October last year, we had the penny stock mania. For those of you who can remember that, where oh man, those moves were so insane. But anyhows, right now mentally, I'm like I don't even care about the weekends. Where for some time it felt like the weekends felt good to like have some rest, recover kind of thing. Man, right now we can kick the weekend out of here. I need 24/7 a day trading right now. I want more screen time, more everything. So PETS is at 295 and MIGI is at 26. This is the only stock right now I think that has the chance to still do something. But as of now, it doesn't look good. And as mentioned, I said if we didn't have those few mistakes and we were up that 2K, I think this is that place to leave today. You know, like if this one does go, great. But we have to say that we still saw some good opportunities, especially if we include the pre-market session, right? For those people who trade pre-market, like if we zoom out on even this chart, like even the pre-market, we had more of a sustained uptrend, although that still was about a few minutes versus this like up down up down up down up down that we're seeing here. So I think this is a place to just hey, flat day, you're down $200. You know, how much volume do we have in the other account? Like 8,000 shares. There's like barely any fees on that type of volume. So, and look at this thing, it's coming down more, right? Like if this is the perfect place right now to, hey, there's nothing left here for this day unless something surprises us for power hour. Last year, we were guaranteed three hot stocks every single day. Guaranteed. So leaving didn't make any sense in my opinion. Now it's like we can be here from 11 a.m. market time till 2:30 and not see nothing. Can something come up? Yes, but it's like not as consistent as we would see last year. So for me, it's like being here doesn't make any sense. There's other things to be doing, right? So some people will stick around, and if you do, of course, keeping the discipline is the key until you see a good A quality opportunity. For me, nothing looks good. I'm gonna shut it down. What I'm noticing though at the open compared to like 2 months ago, and of course this is with me making more adjustments towards holding longer, of course. It seems like there's more opportunities again, right? Like the first 30 minutes. As long as you're super consistent and you're locked in, it seems like the first 30 minutes is all you need. But if you are trading pre-market, it's like extra, right? There'll be some extra stuff there. I don't know. Pre-market for me has been so like it's been so choppy that like I just rather the open. I don't know what it is about the open that just makes the momentum seem more smooth for me. Even with the longer holds in pre-market, like I'm seeing way too much chop at times. But I don't hyper scalp in pre-market anymore though. That when I stopped doing that was pretty much that day I was up 1900 and then went to red in two more trades. I was like, bro, that's it. It's just way too risky taking that type of size. When them stocks starts to drop, bro, in pre-market, the drops in the open are terrible. The drops in the open are terrible. We can't, look at this drop right here, for example, 1032 to 9. But in pre-market, sometimes stocks don't stop dropping. Like you'll see three of these red candles before, like you base out, and it's like, bro, if you take that dip in there with size, you're getting murdered, murdered. Like 50-cent minimum losses, back to back to back at least 4 times. So the quick scalps for me in pre-market doesn't make any sense. Holding a little bit longer into the open is what I see working the best. The first 30 minutes. On some days, we are seeing some stocks go till 10, 10:30, and then 11 a.m., but not all the time. So, in summary, reviewing this, what time is it? It's 10, just an hour here, pretty much. In summary, reviewing the day here. Great trade ideas, great analysis. Would I say execution in terms of having the wrong ticker symbol? Let's just say execution, right? We don't need to overthink it. Execution in terms of pulling up the right stock, 0 out of 10. And preparation We adjusted our setup a little bit yesterday, and and you know what? I'm not referring to this stuff. I have other screens, right? Like I just saved my setup, and everything was just slightly shifted out of place. You guys know how it can be with your monitors and like the scaling. That's pretty much what had happened. So like putting everything back in place to feel that that comfort, right? That got me, and I missed the move. So how do I grade this day? It's not a terrible day. Like we didn't really come in and like got emotional and to bluff an account or anything crazy like that. It is a little frustrating to have the bull by the horn and kind of fumble a little bit, but there's way too many good things versus the mistakes that happen, right? So to make sure we're better for tomorrow, we have to adjust for our Weibo platform, because I can see myself making this mistake again easily, like not having the right ticker symbol on this order entry here. So I'm thinking I'll probably have to change the hotkey. I'll probably have to change the hotkey altogether to tab, and then have different buttons. That way, there's no overlap between the platforms, because on the direct access routing platforms, Shift N Shift N is 2,000 shares. Shift M RETO pushing up. Shift M is 4,500 shares, right? Versus on the free commission platform, Shift M is 300 shares. Or actually it's Control. It's Control M. It's 300 shares. And so, I think having that be so close is in itself a little bit of a problem. So I'll switch up those keys and change the main key as well. That way we have some separation there. We're going to have to do a better job at remembering to type in the ticker symbol. With Thinkorswim, the only way this could happen is if you're using multiple order entry and you click on the other one by accident. But the level 2, because everything is in one platform, really, let's just put it like that. You don't really have mistakes of like, having the wrong stock up too often. It's like a rare. RETO, we just mentioned that the day is over. It's up 60%. We did break the pre-market high at 35. Is this one worth it? Millions and millions to be made. I don't want to overstay my welcome. Let's pull this up here for a sec. RETO. Volume looks okay. Not that high though for our $3 stock. We had a breakout over the pre-market highs. Before that, $3 was our high point. And we had a lot of consolidation. There's a new 5-minute candlestick here. So this is similar to the stock we just saw, right? PETS. What's going to be key is this not going right back down to like $3. Can this setup here, we just broke out over the pre-market high. Can this setup here hold up and not sell off to $3? It's always the same every single time. It's never any different. BEAT. That one just hit the scans there for another push. And then again, the momentum a little scattered. BEAT at 250, 220. 306. Bro. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look at this RETO. It's giving back the entire move it just worked for. You know, it's just this Christmas tree again. If we look, if we pull the chart here, this is all I'm seeing right here. This is all. The only thing I'm seeing is this. Now BEAT, can we not sell off all the way to $2? That's the next one. 2.8, 275, oh my god, this is just insane. I'm not in this stock at all. It's just insane to see. Again, it's the same thing every time. Like the days where this stock holds up this pullback is just free money, if you want to say. But when we don't see follow through and we're halting down, like if you take the dip here, you're gonna get cooked. Nothing more, nothing less. Jeez Louise. So BEAT, let me pull it on the screen here. We need this to not sell off to 205. Please don't sell off to 205. Please, please, for the sake of momentum. Please do not give a shooting star topping wick. Yeah, tomorrow's another day, Big Steve. I am out like salt. Bro, we cannot afford to give back the entire move every time. It's just happening over and over. Bro, what? I don't even, man, I don't even want to see anything here for the rest of this day. This is just not good business here. Like this type of drop. So the key for me is always, trying to find a strong stock and sticking to that stock that continues to go up. I mean, and BEAT was that the first 30 minutes. Again, opportunity will cost if you're looking at something else, right? The key is to get us to find a stock like this early and, stick to it. BBLC, what was the other two? BBCL, BTTC. We had this one early, which didn't really hold up well after the red to green, and then we had PETS. This one started off a little slower. You can see that there's a little bit more chop here before it did curl up a little bit. So between 950 and 958 is where we had a better move there. And then MIGI was the one that I kind of had as my main stock early. So this is the difficulty, right? If we look at BEAT and MIGI side by side, right? Let me pull out a chart. If we look at these two side by side, let's go to 1 minute. And BEAT. If we look at this side by side, in the first, 5 minutes, it's hard to tell that, hey, BEAT is better to look at versus MIGI. So we'll put it like right here. This is what we're seeing in the first like 5-6 minutes of the day. Like both of these stocks are looking very good. At this rate, it's like, hey, you pick whichever one you prefer and you kind of stick to that. But one continues, the other one starts to struggle. And you find yourself not really looking at the strongest stock of the day that's uptrending, and opportunity will cost. But yeah, I'm shutting it down. I'm not touching this one. So red $200 here again, very small fees. Um, a bit of a flat day. Green 500 at our highs, and we kind of had some uh, do I call it technical issues, mental issues, trading the wrong ticker symbol. For those of you now tuning in, and that was pretty much the day. That was pretty much the day. Bad fills are to be expected. We did see some tough fills on the resumption on one of the ticker symbols. But yeah, for me, shutting it down, BEAT. I think it's just a little too tricky. I'll shut it down here. For those of you going to distance, stay disciplined. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, stay green.